The latest stats are in. The top 100 selling drugs through September have been reported. This is prescription medication, not street drugs. The top 100 selling prescription medications through September are reported. Number 1, believe it or not, Abilify. Number 1, Abilify. Number 2, Nexium. Number 3, Cymbalta. Number 4, Humira. Number 5, Crestor. Abilify, number 1, is used as a treatment for depression. Depression, how about that? $6,391 million in sales. $6 billion. This is in 1 month. 1 month. $6,391 million. Nexium next is a proton pump inhibitor used for heartburn. Number 2, it's really close. The Abilify, the antidepressant, $6,391 million. Nexium, $6,086 million. Number 3, Cymbalta, also for depression, anxiety, and sometimes for pain, believe it or not, $5,432 million. Humira, for arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, $5,350 million, and Crestor, $5,318 million. This is 1 month's sales from October 1st. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1 year's sales. I read the data wrong. I'm sorry. From October 1st, 2012 through September 30th, 2013. 12 months of sales. I got that wrong. Must be Mercury retrograde. From October 1st, 2012 through September 30th, 2013, $6 billion, $391 million spent in the United States on Abilify for depression. Number 2, heartburn. Number 3, depression. Number 4, arthritis. So get this. This is a depression, heartburn, depression, psoriasis, and arthritis. Depression, heartburn, depression, arthritis. Depression, heartburn, depression, arthritis, and bringing up number 5, cholesterol. Number 1 and number 3 best-selling drugs in America in the last year were both for depression. How about that? Both for depression. Number 2 was for heartburn. Now, we need to remember, from the proper perspective, everything makes sense. If you went outside, didn't know anything about astronomy, you could reasonably conclude by watching the sun rise in the east and set in the west that the sun moves around the earth. You could even predict where it's going to be tomorrow and be pretty accurate about it, but everything you would measure and everything that you would conclude would be incorrect, because the sun does not move around the earth. The earth rotates on its axis, and it only appears as if the sun is moving. But if you didn't know any better, you could reasonably conclude by measuring stuff over the course of a year, a decade, a month, a year, 10 years, 100 years, collecting lots and lots of data, son of a gun, that, hey, it's the sun, it's moving. Look, you can see, right? It's moving, right? You can see it. Well, it's not, in fact, moving. It's only your perspective that makes it seem so. We need the proper perspective when we are trying to figure out health issues. So depression seems to be relatively rampant here in the United States. Depression seems to be rampant here in the United States because the number 1 and the number 3 selling drugs both treat depression. Now, from our point of view, the major cause of depression is, number 1, mineral deficiencies, and number 2, blood sugar anomalies. Blood sugar anomalies. Your body is starting to have problems metabolizing blood sugar. It's kind of like a 5-lane highway backing up to 4 lanes, and then 3 lanes, and then 2 lanes, then 1 lane. Well, when you get down all the way to 1 lane, you've got type 2 diabetes. But when you're at 4 lanes, 3 lanes, or 2 lanes, from 5, you technically don't have type 2 diabetes, but all kinds of bad things can be showing up in your body-mind. All kinds of trouble can be showing up in your body-mind, not the least of which is feeling depressed, feeling unmotivated, knowing that there's stuff that you have to do, but you just can't rally yourself to do it. You don't really care anymore. You've lost your drive. You've lost your chutzpah. It's not the right word. You've lost your vim and vigor, your get up and go, got up and left. You just can't bring yourself to deal with even the simplest task in your life. You just want to stay the heck in bed or watch TV and zombify yourself when your blood sugar is too high. This is the most common symptom of blood sugar that's too high. Now remember, blood sugar isn't the enemy. Blood sugar is the gasoline of the body. You couldn't blink an eyelash without blood sugar. You need it. Sugar is your friend. But your body needs to metabolize sugar properly, just the same way that your automobile needs to burn gasoline properly. So you've got cylinders in your car, right? Most cars have 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, 8 cylinders, right? Let's say you're driving a 6-cylinder car, but only 3 of the cylinders are working. Only 3 of the cylinders are working. You disconnect, the spark plugs screw into the cylinders, and every time gas gets pumped into the cylinder, a little spark goes off, it ignites the gas, and that's what makes the wheels go round and round. Well, let's say 3 of your spark plugs didn't work. You could have a full tank of gas, step on the gas, but the car would sputter, and it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't respond right. It would respond sluggishly. And, in some cars it wouldn't respond at all because of the computer system. But my point is, it's not the gasoline, it's not the sugar, it's how the body, how the car is using it and burning it up. It's either burning it up efficiently, the way that God and nature intended it to, or it's running on only a couple of cylinders. So when your body loses the raw materials necessary to metabolize sugar, even when you eat the right amount of sugar, there's going to be too much sugar in your blood because your body can't metabolize it quickly enough. Can't keep up. So you get sugar building up in the blood, and it makes your mood all funky. All kinds of funky. And I mean all kinds of funky. You want to prove it to yourself? You want to prove how funky it makes you feel? Go buy 3 Milky Way bars and eat them. Go get 3 Milky Way bars and eat them back to back. Now, what would be better would be go and get Butterfinger. Yeah, get 3 Butterfingers. Eat them back to back. The big ones, too, the king-size ones. Just eat 3 Butterfingers within 20 minutes. Set your watch, and then check in with yourself and see how you feel, how you're feeling in the next 30 minutes to the next 60 minutes. Just see how that much sugar in your body makes you feel. You're going to feel like crap. You might even fall asleep. Something is definitely going to happen to depress your mood. I'll tell you what it was that depressed your mood. It was too much sugar in the blood. The main cause of too much sugar in the blood is your medical doctor. You have a bad medical doctor because your medical doctor is completely unaware of the relationship between nutrition and blood sugar metabolism, even though in 1958 it was proven that one of the key components to blood sugar metabolization is the presence of the mineral chromium. Yeah, it's the same stuff that's on your bumpers. Chromium. How about that? It's not really the same stuff, but it's in the same family. Chrome is made from chromium. So when your body runs out of trace minerals like chromium, like vanadium, and like 27 other minerals that you haven't even heard about, never even heard these words before, your body starts to be able to not metabolize sugar appropriately. So the 5-lane superhighway that you have in your blood goes down to 4 lanes. Then it goes down to 3, and then it goes down to 2, and then it goes down to 1, and then you have frank type 2 diabetes. But as it's on the way down, you'll go to your doctor, he'll do the blood work, and it seems normal. Everything's in the normal limit. That's because the blood work that the doctor uses is only designed to test when it's already gone down to 1 lane. It's only designed to show a problem once the house is burned to the ground. It's only designed to show a problem once the problem is already there. There's nothing preventive. There's nothing about the functional ability of your body that the blood work measures. Your MD is clueless about it. Your MD will tell you when, you're at the upper end of the normal limit of the blood work. Oh, just come back when you're over the limit, when your blood is abnormal, and I'll give you insulin. But between now and then, there's nothing we can do because your medical doctor is completely uninformed about medical nutrition, and this is a tragedy. So you go about your day-to-day life. There's not enough minerals in the food because there's only one place minerals are found. Minerals are found in the soil. The only person that can make a mineral is God. Plants can't make minerals. Animals can't make minerals. The only person that can make chromium and vanadium and calcium and magnesium and sulfur and zinc is God. If you don't believe in God, I can't help you. Nature. Nature makes minerals. Let's say that. It's God that makes minerals. The force of nature. So minerals are in the soil, but mostly not. Minerals are not evenly spread out in the soil. And because they're not evenly spread out in the soil, it's very, very easy for you, me, and everybody else to become minerally deficient. So guess what? We eat 3 square meals a day, but the meals that we're eating don't have calcium and chromium and vanadium and the other minerals we need. We become minerally deficient. Our body starts having trouble processing sugar. We get depressed. And then we go to the MD. And when we come back from the break, I'll tell you what happens next. Stick around. So, you follow the advice of General Mills, you follow the advice of Monsanto, you follow the advice of Dr. Oz, you follow the advice of your medical doctor about what you should eat. By the way, your medical doctor has no training, no experience, no respect, and very little even appreciation for medical nutrition. But they're more than happy to tell you what to and what not to eat. And so, because you've been told through 100 years of socialization that they own the secret decoder ring to all things having to do with health, you believe them. So you eat 3 square meals a day, but the meals that you're eating do not contain the minerals that your body needs, so your body runs out of minerals. Depending on which minerals your body runs out of, depending on which vitamins and essential fatty acids also, and amino acids your body runs out of, different things in your body start to break. When you run out of a handful of minerals, your body starts having trouble metabolizing blood sugar, and you get depressed. So you're in trouble, and so you go to your medical doctor, your MD, and your MD prescribes Abilify, which is the leading drug sold in the United States in the last 12 months. Abilify for depression. One of the major side effects of Abilify is obsessive-compulsive gambling, obsessive-compulsive shopping, obsessive-compulsive behavior. So you take Abilify for a couple of months, and then you just can't help yourself, and you have to gamble, and so you go and you lose the family farm in Las Vegas. And your medical doctor sleeps soundly that night. Other side effects, less extreme, of Abilify for depression: blurry vision, problems with sex function, change in the breasts, change in the menstrual period, headache, lightheadedness, dizziness, swelling of the hands or feet, high blood pressure, lost weight, gained weight, mouth feels too dry, mouth feels too wet, constipation, nausea, pain in the upper middle of the stomach, unexpected increases in urination, trouble urinating frequently, sleepiness, sleeping a lot, trouble getting to sleep. Side effects of the drug. Side effects of the drug. Oh, by the way, your medical doctor forgot to tell you that in moderately depressed patients, placebo, the positive placebo response is 50% and often indistinguishable to the response rate from Abilify. So, which means just as many people who take placebo for depression feel better or feel as good as they do when they're on Abilify. It's only the super-duper depressed people that are like on the borderland of psychosis, really like, shoot me now, suicidal. Those people feel better for a little while from the drug. The placebo is just as good as the drug, if not better, but your MD never prescribes placebo, because there ain't no money in it. And, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you prescribe something without any side effects just to see what would happen? Because your MD is not trained to be concerned with your health. Your MD is trained to be a shill for the pharmaceutical industry and to get you to take as many flippin' drugs as possible. Meanwhile, the mineral deficiencies go unchecked, unnoticed, unmanaged, unfixed. So it's only a matter of time, now that you're taking Abilify, that you develop greater and greater and greater mineral deficiencies, and then you get high blood pressure, and then you get arthritis, and then you get insomnia and panic attacks, and then you die. All because you took the wrong dog to the hunt.